So this is the lesson for division practice, and we're going to be working on lesson 3. So get out your workbook packets and we will get started. Alright, so for part 1 in your workbook, it's missing one number from each of the number family. So you are going to have to write the multiplication fact that would complete the number family. So for the first one, you're asking yourself 9 times what number equals 45? So when you figure out 9 times what number equals 45, write it down on your worksheet and solve for all of the rest of them. So you're going to write a multiplication fact that starts with 9. So the thing that's a little bit different about this video now is there's going to be a question that pops up. So once you've filled in all 4 of the answers on your worksheet, you're going to have to enter it on the screen so that the answers will get sent to me. So if it comes up with the question on the screen and you're not really sure how to do it, come ask a teacher and we'll be able to show you how. So pause the video, solve it on your worksheet, and then enter the answers when the question pops up on the screen. So these are new number families, and each of these are going to start with 5. So what you're going to do is you have to fill in that 5 times what number equals 25. So 5 times something equals 25. So what you're going to do is you're going to enter the number on your paper that would complete each number family. And then again, there's going to be a question that pops up on the screen. And when the question pops up, you're going to write out the multiplication fact starting with 5. So 5 times this number equals 25. And you're going to enter it for each of the 4 questions before you move on to the next section. So pause the video first, fill in the number family fact, and then answer the question as it comes up on the screen. So for each of these, I'm going to read a division problem, and then you're going to write it out using the symbol for division. So it'll be some number goes into, so some numbers going into another number that goes inside, like underneath the division sign. So the first one you're going to write is going to say 9 goes into 27. So you're going to write 9 goes into 27, and you're going to write that for A. I'm going to read the ones for B and C, and you're going to copy them down on your paper. Once you see what they look like, when the question pops up on the screen, you're going to choose which one looks correct. So for B, you're going to write what it looks like. 5 goes into 15. Again, it's 5 goes into 15. For C, 9 goes into 18. 9 goes into 18. So if you need to repeat them, just rewind the video, and then when the question pops up, choose your answer on the screen and then move on to the next section. Alright, so for part 4, we're going to be practicing writing the different number families into division problems, but also making sure that our answer is put in the correct spot. So when we're reading this one example up top, it says that 9 goes into 27 3 times, right? 9 goes into 27 3 times. So when we know that the answer up here is 3, you have to make sure that your answer is over the second digit here. It can't be over the 2, because then what you would be saying is that 9 goes into 2 3 times if it was here. So that's not true. We want it to go into 27, so that's why the 3 has to go over the second digit. So for A here, what this would say is that if we want to take this fact family, because right with this like curly Q symbol, it's just saying that it could be multiplication or division. We're just showing that they're related to each other. Here is the division sign. So if I was going to write that 9 goes into 18 2 times, I would write this as 9 goes into 18 2 times. And I would put my 2 above the 8. Can't put it over the 1. You've got to have the 2 over the 8. So now I've written my first division problem. 9 goes into 18 2 times. The other way that I could write it is that if I flip these two numbers, so if I want to say that 2 goes into 18, 2 goes into 18 9 times. So there's using this fact family, I can write two different division problems. I can start with this one and say 9 goes into 18. Remember, 18 is going to stay the same here. 9 goes into 18 2 times, or 2 goes into 18 9 times. It's the same way that multiplication can be done either way. We can use the same fact family for two different types of division problems. So what you're going to do is you're going to work out the answer that you have. We write out the answers for B, C, and D. So pause the video while you do that. And then answers will pop up, or questions will pop up on the screen, and you'll have to put your answers in order to move on to the next section. Okay, so for part 5, you are going to have to fill in one of the missing small numbers for each of the problems that are here. So what they're saying is that 5 times something equals 5, or 5 can go into 5 how many times. Once you've put in the missing small number, you're going to then write out the two different division problems, just like you just did on the last section. So go ahead and fill in the missing small numbers as well as both of the division problems on your worksheet. So pause the video while you do that, and then when you come back, answer the questions that pop up on the screen. Okay, so this is the end of the video. So what you can do now that we've entered our answers into the computer, what you need to do is ask a teacher to pull up your score, and we'll let you know if there's any corrections that you need to go back to make. And if you don't have any corrections, then you can sign on to 10 marks.